Hey, what's up, my peeps, and welcome back to yet another stream here on the Gagians. It has certainly been a while since we have actually streamed on this channel, but here we are, as promised. We are streaming. This is definitely more of the impromptu type of stream. It's definitely something that wasn't as well planned, but that was kind of the idea. And if you can hear my voice right now, I am not the healthiest person in the world. So I've been sick for the past week and I'm still kind of recovering, but I really wanted to do this because it's certainly been a while since we've actually streamed or done anything. So again, I hope you guys are doing well tonight, and we will be doing a playing with the viewers. So if you are out there and you want to join in tonight, all you really have to do is subscribe. Add us either on Xbox or Discord or both. And then it's as simple as sending us a picture of your subscription and your gamer tag, and we will get you in. Pretty simple as that. The reason it is that way, again, is to prevent... I don't want to say prevent, but deter bots and stuff from getting in and causing issues. Again, it's not foolproof, but it usually does deter certain types of people, which is what we're hoping to achieve because we want to have fun. And right now I'm the only one here. I don't think anybody else is here, even though I've announced it like several times. So they'll file in a little bit later. That's usually what ends up happening. So we'll probably be seeing Lone Wolf and some other people showing up here within the next hour, half an hour. I don't know. We'll see. He'll just pop up in my ear, like he always does, which is okay. I help for GCS3 members and people who are members of that. I do have the voice chat open in the GCS3 server, so you guys can join at any old time. So, yeah, there we go. Got our keyboard working. It is raining outside. Apparently, it's only rain. It's not actually storming, so I cannot actually... sleep, which kind of sucks. It's been it's been over a month since we've last played on this world. This is the world that I've been playing on where we've let people join us, and we've built a little community in the side of this mountain, which is just incredible. That tree just randomly grew. That's kind of hilarious. And I'm living in the side of this mountain, and somebody decided to build up above me, which is kind of funny. And as a joke, because I've taken up 2 floors of residence in this mountain, I've actually created a slightly secret yet not so secret passage right into their area. We'll see how long it takes for them to figure out, and I'm hoping they might show up here tonight. What I've also done is created a ladder up to the top of the mountain, so guess what? I don't have to risk my life trying to climb up and parkour up the side of this mountain, which is hard enough as is. So there you go. Hope you are all doing wonderful tonight. Until people join, I'm probably not going to talk as much so I can save my voice, because again, I'm not the healthiest in the world right now. Let's head down to the basement, because of course we're attached to Lone Wolf, who lives as his usual self as a basement dweller. We got Rainbow Sheep just joined, and he just got the notification. Awesome. Welcome. Good to see you. Good to get some OGs in here. I know it's certainly been a while. Hopefully we'll get Lone Wolf, maybe Civic, maybe Gunna. I don't know. We'll see who all joins. It'd be cool to get some people, some OGs in here. And some newbies as well. So the last time we were working on this massive iron farm, which I got working on GCS3. Now it's a matter of getting it working on here. That way we never have to worry about iron, because people are always thefting it around here. Nobody seems to respect or understand being, courteous when it comes to taking resources. So, as a matter of... to counter that, we're going to build a giant iron farm, so that way we have infinite resources, so you can take as much as you want, nobody will complain. because that's how you ruin economies, IRL, is you just make a lot of something to the point where it's worthless. I.e., printing money, is how you make money worthless and break your economy. Anyway, we're not going to talk about that unless Lone Wolf joins in. It's your channel name, sorry. It's the Gagians. Because the original YouTube channel got deleted. Matter of fact, Gunna is actually celebrating 5 years on his channel, so if you want to go see that, go show him some love from the Gagians. His channel is the Brown Hat Squad. Our channel is the Gagians. So if you're here, I'll just type it in. There you go. Just search that, and that's how you find it. It's on YouTube and it's on Twitch. So we're in both places. What we need to do is get a fortune hoe. That way I can actually start harvesting these and getting a lot of yield for one single crop. It only works on potatoes and carrots, not so much on beetroots and wheat, which makes perfect sense. Okay. Also, we have the multicast set up, so if I go to this page, so we'll pull up oh yeah, that's a ping from the server saying that we're live, which is awesome. Okay, that's all working. That's all working. That's working. So we're just going to pull up this, go full screen on there, because if you guys didn't know, we have the ability to multicast, which means if we get other people who join and share their perspectives, you'll see it here. Right now, it's obviously only my perspective, so all you're seeing is mine. So as of now, you're only going to see mine, so I'm just going to keep it on this screen. But if other people join with their perspectives, I will occasionally switch to this screen and multicast. It's pretty awesome to be able to see from multiple perspectives, so I'm glad we got that set up and figured out. But until then, we're just going to stick with this view and continue from there. Forgetting your channel name. Don't worry about it. It happens. There's an Enderman with a grass block. Oh wait, I forgot that was a slab. Dang it! I hate that because that means I technically have to do this trick. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. Place all the torches back where they're supposed to go. Wow! Talk about almost getting struck by lightning. There we go. Some seeds. Boy, we just have one ferocious lightning storm going on, don't we? Dumb for what? I mean, I'm pretty dumb too. I make stupid mistakes all the time. And somehow I'm still alive, so you know what? It's okay. We all have those moments. I only say that because the last couple weeks of my life have been hell, in the sense of I've been traveling, which I love traveling, and I do that for a living, for work and school. But at the same time, what the? Oh. There is a way out of there. I see what he means now. There's a way out of there. I'll just pick all these up. What? Wow. Okay. So you managed to trap yourself up there. Congrats. It happens to the best of us. If you fall down here, it will automatically collect your stuff. So when you die, you literally don't gotta worry about anything. Your stuff will be safe. Alright, let's replant the potatoes. Yeah, I know I'm hungry because gotta love. There we go. And no, I'm not mad. Stuff happens. But don't worry about losing your stuff, because legit, it's impossible. If you fall into that system, that's why it's a magma block-based system rather than a lava-based system. Because if it was lava, you'd have lost all your stuff when you died, which you didn't. So you're safe. All right, let's grab some beetroots. I think everything's fixed. No harm, no foul. All's good. Alrighty. Phew. It happens to the best of us. So we got some more wheat, which we're going to use to breed up some cows and pigs. I'm going to put away the seeds in this chest. So I do have these actually organized, which is quite surprising. Just leave the potatoes in there. Don't really need the carrots right now. My phone decided it wanted to disconnect from the internet for whatever reason. It was like, error 404, connection lost. Ah yes, if you ever wanted to create a wandering trader farm, this is the place to do it. Because honestly, I have never seen so many wandering traders spawn out here before. It's absolute insanity. And this thunderstorm is incredibly loud. Like, how much louder can a thunderstorm get? Alrighty. Come on, sheep. How do I get in the village thing? As of now, there's no real... You get in there. No. Get in there. There's no real good way to right now because we don't have any villagers. We're working on... Well, we do have villagers, but we're working on a way to get them up there and mass-produced, so to speak, because the child-friendly gods of YouTube absolutely love it when I use explicit terms to describe the replication of villagers. Which, by the way, I find it funny that Mojang's latest move in this game basically be like, ah yes, it needs to be child-friendly. And yet there are so many things you have to do, which are basic mechanics in this game, that are anything but child-friendly. It's hilarious. But, you know, it is what it is. What was I going to do next? I feel like I need to upgrade my equipment also. The reason is, as of now, I would rather use them for the iron farm. I know Lone Wolf wants to use them for some trades, so we're going to keep a couple for trades. We'll just have to sacrifice a couple to actually go up there. I don't know. Armor trades never really stood out to me. I'd rather just trade for raw minerals, but everybody has their own way of doing things. How many materials do we got? Hold up. Okay. The only downside about having this iron farm here is it blocks this spectacular view that I once had of this area. It legit was a beautiful view, and then I built this ugly thing, and now you can't see it no more. That's my own fault, but it's hilarious nonetheless. So here's my secret valuables storage that we don't talk about with anybody, but it is there. Because I forgot we did do an expedition the last time where we actually went out and discovered an amethyst geode. And that was when Gunna joined and trolled us for a bit. That was actually fun. If you got blaze rods. I thought somebody got blaze rods. I know I certainly didn't, because the nether... We got one of the worst possible nether spawns that anybody could get. It's in the middle of a basalt delta. So, terrible spawn. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this. It's a terrible spawn. Nearest fortress is like really super far away. I'm not exactly sure on exactly how far. But it's extremely dangerous. The nether is ridiculously dangerous. Yeah, I don't have blaze rods. I didn't think I did. I thought someone on here did, though. Because somebody was crazy enough to go into the nether. I do remember that. Curious. I'm not taking anything of Lone Wolf's. Just checking to see. Because I was actually curious if he had it. Oh, that's right, you did. Yeah, the nether is just dangerous. It's just dangerous. Oops. I want to go back in there so badly, though, because it would be nice to build some kind of something. Yes, I did actually find diamonds. We could go, oh gosh. I am still debating that. Not gonna lie, the Nether is a very scary place. Why did this get blocked? That was not... Oh. Yeah, that wasn't supposed to get blocked. That's okay, we'll just... I need another scaffold. Forgot, that's the music disc chest. Where did I put my scaffolding? That's alright. Because that was actually how I was accessing up there. It's okay. Where did I put all my... I could swear I had more scaffolding. Where did I put all my scaffolding? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay. That's helpful. Alrighty, this is gonna create a mess, but... oh, okay. No, we don't. Here we go. Gonna create a mess, but to be expected. Boy, I wish I was healthier. Oh man, this sucks. Colds suck, guys. Don't get a cold. Well, okay. Originally, I was sick with something else. Then it turned into a cold because apparently my luck is just that good. Alright, so we got that fixed now. We're missing a carrot. It's okay. Says I have a risky idea. Alright, pitch the idea. What's your idea? Anybody who knows me IRL knows I am a bit of a risk taker / thrill seeker. Not that I'm boasting about it or anything, just saying. That's what my job actually requires me to be, so yeah. A lot of crazy things that may have used to faze me do not faze me anymore, which is kind of interesting. It's amazing how your outlook changes once you do something that others would perceive as crazy. And then you do it for a while and you get so desensitized to it, you're like, eh. Go mining for diamonds, get a set, stick together, and go to Nether. We could. I was going to work on this a bit. Because I know I need to go mining again. But I was looking to work on this a bit. I mean, you could go mining if you wanted. See what you could dig up, and then while I work on this, and then totally up to you. It's a good idea. I don't see anything wrong with it. Ugh. You can definitely tell I'm definitely more of the... Do that in the other stream if you want. Maybe. We shall see. I was hoping more people would filter in because I actually have an announcement related to future streams. Pretty fun and exciting announcement if you ask me. Oh, we do actually have to go back to the Nether. Unless somebody already has some. I just realized. I'm going to check Lone Wolf's stash here. I don't think he got any. And I'd only be borrowing them. I wouldn't be stealing. Yeah, he doesn't have any, and I know I don't have any. Yeah, so about the whole going to the Nether thing, I just realized pretty much the next thing I gotta do is get some soul sand. And to get soul sand, you need to go to the Nether. Didn't really think that one through. Yeah. I'll think about that one. Anyways. I'm going to check up on something real quick. Alrighty. There we go. Get it? Whew. I love it when you try to switch pages on. It's amazing how incredibly wonderful that YouTube is. You're just trying to switch pages and they pop up an ad for premium. I do not want premium. Please screw off with premium. Stop shoving it in my face when I am trying to switch pages. It drives me insane. It's like, if I haven't gotten it by now, then that means I don't want it. So please stop shoving it in my face. Drives me bonkers. So when I'm trying to click on the thing and it pops up, I'll accidentally click on the ad, and it will redirect me to another web page within YouTube to get YouTube Premium, and I will be like, screw off. I don't want it. Where in the heck? I do not remember grabbing those. Okay. Apparently this is lagging a little bit, because that should not be having glitches like that, because if I have to log off or re-log to reset the world so it doesn't have glitches, it will kick everybody else off. Which hopefully I won't have to do, but I'm experiencing some minor technical difficulties at the current time. Gotta go. Okay. Maybe we'll see you later? Maybe. If not, then have a good night. It's a wonderful Saturday night here, and hopefully you are all enjoying it. Oh, we got phantoms. Lovely. My favorite. I tell you guys how much I love phantoms. Myself and every other Minecraft player. How much we love phantoms. Bloomin' heck. At least I can sleep now. Whoa! Okay. Since he did actually leave the game, I actually probably should log off because I am lagging like crazy, and I shouldn't be because this is being hosted from my computer. Get inside before you die. Okay. Let's do a little bit of relog real fast. Figure out what the heck is going on. I wonder when the last time anybody was on the realm was. Oh, somebody was on earlier. Nice. If I pulled the right data, I could actually figure out who it was. Anyway. No, whoops. Wrong world. Wrong world. Love it when I click on the wrong thing. Whoops. This is actually a copy of the Gagians Craft Season 3 world because that's the one we're updating. So that's what that one was. Alright, let's go back into the viewer's world. Hopefully that'll solve our lag problems. There we go. Don't know why the game was just so jittery. It was just super jittery and laggy and everything else. That's right, you crazy phantoms. Burn, die. Nobody cares about y'all. Alright. Shut that in there. I don't have to deal with them for a while. Just gotta keep breeding up the sheep and the cows because I'm gonna need to make approximately, it's 40 beds, so I gotta get that much wool and wood times 3, basically. So that'll be a fun task of its own to get the villagers going. Don't worry, we're rapidly growing the number of these animals. Okay. Hoping we do get some people in here later. That way I can at least, with the OGs, make our announcement. Because I do have a couple of fun announcements. At some point when we get some OGs in here. Yeah, honestly, it's just a waiting game because I need all those sheep to breed up so we can create enough of them to give us enough wool to make all the beds necessary for the iron farm, which luckily the mechanics for those still work the same and hopefully won't change anytime soon. We just gotta wait for it. Okay. I really want to go into the Nether. At the same time, I really don't want to lose anything. But I mean, it's not like I have that much to lose. Just make a new set of everything. We got food. here, so just need to create a safe space. Guess we'll just take that with us. By the way, I'm probably going to die. Okay, so someone was actually kind enough to create a safe space. That's good. But they never really finished it, I see. Oh boy. Hello. Ow! How did you hit me? Arrows. I only got 8 arrows. Lovely. Okay. This is going to be a little dangerous. I mean, who hasn't lived on the edge before? Get back. There's a way. Oh, you found your way up. Die, buddy. Alright. Not the prettiest tunnel of all, but it'll do. Oh, you're gonna get in my way. No, you aren't. Alright. I know it sucks to be just smacking your face in the blocks, but I mean, conventionally right now it's meant more for safety than for looking good. Oh, hello there. Get out of here. Hey, buddy. You may die now. Okay, it's not so bad in here once you got it. Once you got a little bit of protection. I just need to remember where that crazy fortress is. That way I know which way to build. So I'm not quite sure where they found that. Screw off. Nice swords on the about to break as well. That's lovely. Okay, we've killed the mass majority of them for the moment. I want to know, is it in that direction? I might need to check some screenshots. Yeah, if there was background music or something I could put on that wouldn't get me copyrighted, I would. But with no one really on, there's really not much for me to say at the moment. So, sorry if it gets a little bit boring at parts. Till we get our regulars in, it's going to be a little bit on the quiet side. Alrighty. Matter of fact, I might just cut my mic for a bit. You don't have to hear my horrible cold voice. Beautiful sunset here in the overworld. Oh, about time. Alright, we're finally going to get somebody in here. Oh, that's right. I have a whole nother sword I can just combine with this. Problem solved. Okay. Damn, bro. Come on now. The viewers love your cold voice. I'm sure not like your stream voice is much better. Fuck, man. Not holding back, I'll give you that. Okay. That just happened. Nice. 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 Okay. That'll wake you up if that hasn't woken you up already. I actually have somebody was smelting iron. Don't know who, don't know when, don't know where. Is there any coal, or has all the coal been mined out? I know a lot of this cave has been explored and mined. I honestly would not be opposed to finding a new one. Matter of fact, that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. There is coal right here. Good. Because I do need it. Actually have the no, I'm pretty sure I don't. Yeah, I don't. Give us a little something to listen to. Hasn't logged in yet. I'm gonna sleep real fast. Voice filter needs an update. Makes sense. Gee, that update work out for you? I'll take that as a yes? Question mark, question mark. Oh. There we go. Fixed. Alright.
Yeah, don't want the viewers to think you're completely insane. I mean,
But
I already burned you with the one comment, so...
God dang, bro, that's harsh.
Well, I mean, hey, we gotta get rid of the cold somehow, and I thought somehow burning you would do something about it.
Ha 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 ha.
It's the exact opposite of cold.
Ha 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 ha. Oh, the pun. Oh, Lord. You're not wrong with that.
Am I ever?
Not really. Alrighty.
Oh, but sure has been a hot minute. Oh.
Yeah, that's for sure. This past week was literal hell and a half for me, so yeah.
Yeah, sorry if I sound a bit groggy. I basically just woke up like 15 minutes ago. I've been nocturnal again.
Congrats.
Yeah, I managed to fall asleep at like 4:30, and it's like, as much as I don't want to miss his stream tonight because it's been forever since we chatted.
Yup.
I'd really like to wake up at 6 in the morning and be normal for once. But I'd be like, no, shut the fuck up, bitch. Wake up. Ugh. So how have you been lately?
Short answer, shit. But I'm alive. So that's the good thing. How about you?
Eh. I mean, there's nothing really that out of the ordinary going on. Aside from, you know, having my time more or less donated without my consent to move a hot tub that didn't even move an inch.
That sucks.
And, beyond that, yeah, there's not much of it that's been going on, aside from, well, Destiny being Destiny. Bungie literally not knowing what to do when it comes to their own game.
Mm-hmm.
And I just launched my Minecraft to get to the main menu, and it, I want to say, just crashed. Because I'm not back at the fucking home screen. It's not even modded while you're crashing.
Your computer be like, lol, nope. Speaking of...
I didn't even click on anything in Minecraft yet.
That's the computer where the regular screen isn't working, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
The laptop, that's about the only one that I have.
Yeah. I was curious because my laptop is actually about to do the same thing. There are some visible signs that it's actually about the screen on this is also about to go.
Hmm.
And me and AG think we might actually know what's wrong with it, although we wouldn't know if it's the same problem with yours, or if you would even have enough money to be bothered to fix it, assuming it actually is what we think is wrong.
Depends on how much money it's gonna cost.
Yeah, we don't even know that yet, because we don't even know what the problem is quite yet. Trying to determine if it's actually the physical display that's going bad or the GPU that's going bad. All I know is that if I start up a game that demands a lot of power when it comes to graphics, or I try to run unlimited FPS, not counting Minecraft, because Minecraft doesn't take much to run. Unless I'm
There's no chance in hell you're gonna be playing Starfield.
Not anytime soon. Not unless I invest in a $2,000 computer, which is looking like that's going to be my next major purchase again if this one goes. Or at least the screen goes on this one. Because GPUs are not what you call cheap, and they're not easy to get a hold of. If it's even the GPU. If it's the display itself, well then the whole computer is screwed, so good luck, because you're not just going to find a display. Nobody just sells a display even for this specific model. Because at that point you may as well just say, well, all the hardware and parts are good on it, but basically...
Hence my next computer I get is gonna be a freaking tower.
Yeah, I want that to be mine. And that's what I'm seriously wanting to invest in. And then I might just invest... In the future, I might just invest in some cheap laptop just to have a laptop. Because you know what? I'm sick of all the problems I'm having with laptops. It's time to actually get a desktop.
Only because frickin' towers are so modular.
Yeah, at least if something breaks on it, I can figure out what broke and just replace it. Replace the part.
Yeah, the middle fan doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, if it was like the graphics or GPU on the frickin' tower, I could just literally open the side panel and replace it. Literally replace it. Not that hard, and I mean, you could just go on YouTube and look up a tutorial if you really don't know what you're doing, which is okay. There's no shame in doing that. The only problem is those parts are sometimes hard to get a hold of, which is ironic and hilarious because I went out to Best Buy just today here in my local town, and you'll never guess what they actually had an entire case full of, which I was shocked because I was at the Best Buy up in your area just last week and they did not have these parts, but they had them down here. Which I'm like, okay, if I'm building a computer right now, this would be like the dream Best Buy to go to. They actually have like RAM, processors, graphics cards, CPUs, GPUs, these nuts, all that kind of stuff for building computers.
I'm saying that as a joke.
I know, I'm just going along with it because it's true. I'm like, okay, how did they get the parts in a town that is smaller and legit in the middle of nowhere in this part of this state, but up there in a bigger town they can't get those parts? I'm questioning logic right now, but whatever.
Welcome to life.
So if I was building a computer right now, I am in the perfect spot to be building one.
But, yeah, under the circumstances, at least one of us currently in this stream has played Starfield.
Yeah, the other one would if didn't have computer or financial
problems. Would allow for it.
I might also add, or financial problems. We could talk about that in a private chat later, but yeah.
Welcome to life. Paid version.
Yeah. When everything literally goes to shit, then, yeah, you're really screwed.
And there goes my Discord. I wonder what that's about.
Wow. Right down to the deep dark. What the? Was not expecting that. Literally just came looking for some resources.
I feel like there's a thing I could sing, but I know it'll get us copyright struck to hell.
What's that?
Hello, darkness, my friend.
Copyright strike, 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 strike.
But Starfield, oh my gosh. Bethesda actually released a polished title. And it finally just works. I feel like the memes write themselves.
Exactly.
Well, no comments yet.
I know.
Or, I'm sorry, is your brain also running off Windows 94?
Right now it kinda is. And I just got a message from my dad. Just a second. Okay. Usually if he sends it through my phone number, usually it's pretty important.
But how does he usually contact you?
Messenger.
Oh, wow. That figures. At least your dad can tell the difference. Not saying that mine can't. It's my mother that can't. in regards to my experience with Starfield, it's been exceptionally polished. Having a lot of fun with it.
Alright, let's hear about it. Oh, you have your perspective up by chance?
Where to begin? I have learned that the game has a type of what I'll refer to as a New Game Plus functionality.
Mm-hmm.
But said New Game Plus is actually done in a way where it makes sense and you actually go to it without actually having to go to the main menu whatsoever.
Okay.
Not to mention, it also makes sense from an in-game lore standpoint. And it's amazing. Although, in regards to it, I've noticed that New Game Plus, it takes all of your current existing loot away entirely. And when it starts and you regain control of your character, you get a nice, unique ship, a nice, unique looking armor that looks pretty good, that although it's a suit, a helmet, and a jump pack, they are not like an actual suit, helmet, or jump pack, and they are not interchangeable parts. It is basically a spacesuit onesie. You cannot have this unique looking suit and combine it with other different armor pieces from other suits.
Mm-hmm.
And it also takes away all your guns, which makes trying to get a new stronghold, at least in regards to survivability from being able to kill your enemies, rather difficult. And that's putting it lightly.
Yep.
In truth, it was a complete and total pain in the ass. Because I managed to get to this point, go on a quest line with Barrett, one of the characters you find, or at least encounter very early on in the game, to do some stuff with him. And, yeah, I basically went back to the starting area of the game to recollect the guaranteed spawn of the pistol that spawns there, called the Eon. It is base level, and I would like to add, Starfield, yes, has your typical legendary type stuff with different, like, sort of legendary rarities akin to Fallout 76. So I don't know if Fallout 4's legendary system was at all like those, but essentially you get a list of like 3 different legendary traits depending on how lucky you are with a legendary drop.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, hey, at least when a legendary enemy exists and you start damaging them to a certain threshold, they don't, mutate, regenerating all of their health. But yeah, got to New Game Plus and essentially did this quest line, got that base level Eon, but also on top of that, the weapon rarities, well, there's also such thing as weapon tiers.
Okay.
Of which I took a screenshot for the sake of being able to remember it. And I have to find it real quick. Yeah, it has different weapon tiers and gear tiers in general, which basically dictate the overall stats and values of said weapons. Being that there's the base tier, the calibrated tier, the refined tier, the advanced tier, and the superior tier.
Alright.
Superior being the best. I've mainly managed to get a hold of advanced weapons lately, because even when out-leveling this, when superiors would, technically speaking, drop, superiors still are not a very common drop. Because, in regards to it, base is what you get from the beginning of the game, but calibrated weapons start spawning in at level 10. Refined weapons between levels 20 and 30. Advanced weapons between 30 and 40. And finally, superior weapons being between 40 and 50. I'm currently a level 77, 78, I think. And before you ask, I did kind of use an XP exploit.
Of course, why not? You always gotta find those
The
exploits.
thing is, it's not an exploit in the form that it's cheating or something that's unintended. It is a straight feature of the game. That being, when you craft stuff, you get XP for crafting stuff. And in this context, I'm over here setting up planetary outposts in a few different locations so I can build up some crazy amount of storage, fast travel my ass to Venus, land on Venus's surface, sleep for presumably 24 hours, at least in the context of it, it's sleeping a whole day on Venus. Of which, fun fact, there's a little bit of an Easter egg there, which is why Venus in particular is the planet called out, because Venus rotates very, very slowly. To where 1 hour of Venus rotation in regards to, say, if you were to have Venus have a 24-hour day wait time, because, you know, it's still got that Skyrim and Fallout waiting bar that only goes up to 24. But each and every 24th of a rotation for a day on Venus in Starfield amounts to 100 in-game hours on every other planet. So if you just sit around on Venus, all of your extractors and whatnot that you've placed on planets will gradually easily fill up all of your storage modules you have on said planet, because you're just sitting on Venus for, you know, a really extended period of time. It'll be far easier to show than just explain.
Yeah.
Essentially, think of it like this. You go to Venus, you land on its surface, and because it still has the Skyrim and Fallout waiting system and sleeping system, you set a interval of one of the 24 different points for waiting an entire quote-unquote day. But because the rotation of Venus is so slow, a 24th of a day is like 100 hours.
Wow.
So people essentially use Venus as a way to farm EXP. Because you essentially set up extractors. There's a few different methods to do it, but there's essentially 2 recipes that I know of that are preferred for doing this. That being adaptive frames or isocentric magnets. Adaptive frames requiring iron and aluminum, I think? And the isocentric magnets requiring cobalt and nickel, I think.
Alrighty.
But essentially, when crafting them, you get basically 1 EXP for each and every instance of those things you crafted. Of course, there's a few other things you can use to drastically speed up the amount of XP you get, such as, sleeping, which gives you a 10% bonus if you sleep while married to one of your companions, and you have them nearby. You get that turned up to a 15% bonus. And there's also still other different food items and aid items that increase your EXP gain.
Alright. There any
Yeah, more or less. You set up some extractors on a planet that has both of those resources in one place, preferably. And then you just start crafting like hell. So, you have 50 tons worth of magnets in a backpack. I'm surprised I still have a spine. I'm not joking when I say that. The way that the weight system works is it's measured by mass. But in regards to mass, like 1 mass equals 1 kilogram. And I did that because of the fact that it's not really that hard. When you look at stuff like different mods on armor, because they still have the pocketed stuff, there's the instance where it's like, oh yes, you add this mod to, like, say, a backpack, it increases your carry weight by 10 kilograms. Thus, as a result, you know exactly that 1 weight, or at least 1 mass, equates to 1 kilogram. And it basically did the math work using a Google calculator to figure out what kilograms translated to in American pounds. And then I translated American pounds over to tons. Because I knew it was going to be a lot of tons. The end result was, well, I'm carrying 50 tons of magnets.
Yep.
In nothing but a backpack, my spine, and my legs. How the fuck am I still walking?
You tell me.
Like, I feel like after even getting close to that amount, it would be like trying to lift up Thor's hammer when you're unworthy. You ain't lifting that. You're not gonna have a spine if you try. Your entire skeletal structure and muscle structure is literally going to turn to dust before you pick that thing up. But essentially, by doing that, you can basically just farm a ridiculous amount of EXP really, really, really quickly. And it's kind of a bit ridiculous, but at the same time,
Yep.
Don't worry for that, Master. I only joined like 15 minutes ago, or was it 30 minutes ago?
I think 15 to 20. It says I'm fashionably late. That's okay. I know I've been kind of just stuck in the same position because I've been going back and forth. I think I should be good now. Nothing bad. Just found out AG's got jury duty. That's fun. And apparently, yep. He's got jury duty.
How? He didn't even go to law school.
They can just randomly pull your name, and then you have to sit on a jury. And yeah, they can. That happened to me a couple years ago, believe it or not. Because the moment you register to vote and sign up for selective service, they can do that. Because that's just the law in this country. Which, don't get me wrong, it is a good civic duty and it makes sense. I know a lot of people complain about it, and I get it. It can be inconvenient. But at the same time, if we're being honest, it's just part of being an American. And it's just one of those things that you gotta accept being an American. Because I know a lot of people, well, I don't have any better way to put it, but a lot of people piss and moan about it. And I get it, but at the same time, I don't see it as that big of an issue. I mean, you're an American, you're expected to serve your country in some fashion or another. So,
at this point, the military is a scam, and I feel I'd rather be passive as fuck than start serving a political agenda I don't agree with. I'm leaving it like that and saying it like that because getting political on YouTube can be reserved for other channels.
Which now exist. Which is one of the announcements I'm going to get to here in a little bit.
Yeah.
What was the other thing I was going to say? Yeah. Well, luckily what I mean in this sense, you're not actually, like, going to the military or anything. You're just serving on a jury. You're basically helping a judge. You're listening to a case, whether it's criminal or civil, and basically just help the judge make a decision on, you know, sentencing.
Plays wrong footage of a completely normal traffic stop, and it's like, Judge, am I the only one thinking something's off here? If that's what I'm in for, what the hell? Like, the man pulls up the freaking red light to make a right turn. Does a full stop as well, as far as I can tell. He's not gunning it. He's not driving with reckless endangerment. He's not being a danger to society and a menace. Came to like a full stop. Looked and turned. Everyone, even the judge, I'm sure, was confused, to which the local law enforcement that were there for this case said something along the lines of they grabbed the wrong footage.
Ha! Well, yeah, that can be annoying and unfair to the person because, you know...
Hey, in this instance, what was shown was literally just, you know, a normal traffic stop.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with or illegal about a normal traffic stop. For the most part.
Where did I get silence? I mean, Armor's not looking too good.
But anyway, yeah, so AG has to do that. I had to do it once. I mean, it's not that bad. I mean...
Really. You just sit there and react to being in these freaking gowns. God, it's hot and sweaty.
I mean, it's boring as heck sometimes. Sometimes it's interesting. It depends on the case you get. Mine was boring as hell. I mean... just trying to stay awake is bad enough, but I mean, now if it's like a really interesting case, like a homicide case, which it sounds a little weird, then yeah, that might be a little bit more interesting. But if it's something like a civil dispute, it's very, very boring. Because basically you're just being paid to sit there and listen to Kens and Karens fight back and forth. Even though you're not being paid much, but at least you're being paid.
The only court cases that I feel I would enjoy being there to witness would be the ones about marriage disputes and fucking child support. Specifically in the instances of the woman paying the man for child support. She doesn't know that she's paying the man for child support. And she thinks she's getting the money. And then she's all hyped and happy as can be with how much needs to get paid. And the moment that she's served that humble pie is about the most amazing moment you could see.
Yes.
Because it highlights one of the problems with modern day.
Yes.
It's not fucking loyalty.
There is no such thing as loyalty anymore, and we've had this conversation. Well, at least with
Passport Bro has been born.
Yep. It's so true, and I've had this conversation so many times with so many different people, and a lot of people agree. At least the guys do. I mean, you know, modern feminism says otherwise, but we don't acknowledge those crazy people.
Feminism used to have a point, but modern day feminism has about as many points as a damn circle.
Probably. It's very compact.
But it is
You went from equality to, yes, we need to frickin' build our gender up even further by tearing men down at the stakes.
Yup. I'm in a cave.
Newsflash, you don't need to tear something else down entirely, especially in this context, to build something else up.
Exactly. Ow! There we go. Yep. Which leads me to my first announcement. We now officially have a second channel for such rants like this. It is called the Gagians React. And it's pretty much as it sounds. We're reacting to stuff, talking about stuff. It's basically a place to post content that we basically feel wouldn't go on this channel, but it is a thing.
Zombie kitted out in full gold. What the fuck?
Yep.
Oh, no, he doesn't have boots.
Yeah, minus the boots.
What?
So, yep, and it is linked on the main channel, so if you want to go and find it, it is there. I haven't uploaded anything on it yet, but I plan on it hopefully very soon. And again, it'll be a wide range of serious stuff to funny stuff. Mainly funny stuff, but also serious stuff. So, and again, mainly stuff that I don't feel belongs on this channel, as I'd like to keep this strictly gaming and funny/fun stuff. I mean, talking during streams is fine. That's fine. I just meant like dedicated videos or stuff like that. To that kind of stuff would go on that channel.
Talking about politics and why I'm sure CNN having to openly report the news that only a third of the American populace that voted on this poll think that Biden should run again, and just how much of a massive hit to their ego that must have been. And just how much did that probably hurt for them to have to openly admit
the fact
that they don't fuck up.
The fact that our own president at the G20 summit in Vietnam the other week had to be cut off and basically told to leave because all he did was ramble on about complete and literal nonsense on a world stage. He wasn't even reading off the teleprompters or anything. He was just old man rambling for like 15 solid minutes before they're like, "All right, enough of this. We're cutting him off."
It's the moment you start speaking logic and facts that the freaking nut jobs will be like, I don't want to hear your, like, right-wing conspiracy theories.
Yup.
Because they're just too absolved and absorbed in the fucking bullshit, thinking that Trump was horrible and Trump was a racist, which he wasn't in any way.
Nope.
They're just spouting bullshit to make you believe a narrative that they're painting. Wake up.
It's agreed. And huge shout out to the South Dakota governor for standing up to the federal government. Because they're trying to push, believe it or not, we thought we were past this. Oh no, it's starting up again. They're trying to push to reinstate mask mandates and close things down again because this new variant of COVID is so bad and we have to make a whole new vaccine and more.
We have another variant of COVID?
Yeah, according to the left-wing media we do. And I'm not saying we don't, but it's like, your vaccine's already mostly useless anyway. Nobody's gonna fall for that shit twice. Come on now.
This is such a fucking hoax.
It is at this point, because it's like, are you just looking for an excuse to close down more businesses, ruin the economy more so than it's already been absolutely ruined?
Yes.
I mean, come on. You really think we're gonna comply again? And we've already had that one governor speak out so far, which is awesome. I'm hoping more will join her. Speak out against that rubbish BS. I did not know that South Dakota was actually as Republican/conservative as it is, but I'm glad to know that.
Starfield is amazing. It's hilarious. The dialogue is great. Freaking actually polished and works as intended.
Potatoes and carrots.
I mean, although there's like a few like crashing issues on my Xbox, beyond that it runs smooth as butter.
That's what I've heard. People are actually like Pikachu face surprised at how well it's running, considering the history of Bethesda when it comes to launching
Apparently, in
games.
the context of it, although games like Fallout 76 exist,
I don't know.
apparently Fallout 76 was made by a different team or something that isn't the good team of Bethesda or something or other.
Yep.
Which is why it was such a mess.
Such a buggy mess at launch, yeah.
But when it comes to Starfield, I've heard that it runs well, it's polished, and it does all this on every platform. But I've also heard the statements where it's not been optimized for PC well, if at all. And if you don't have, or at least meet these particular spec requirements, then good luck trying to play Starfield without modding the game to literally look like a PS2 game.
Pretty much, yeah, and that's what a lot of people are like, well, as much as we want to see and support next-gen games, it's literally going to require us to phase out basically the current generation of computers / consoles that we're on to get better graphics and processing to be able to even run these games. Which is kind of the dilemma I'm facing right now, only because my current PC is thinking about not wanting to work anymore permanently. So, yeah. Basically, I would need to upgrade to something that has the NVIDIA line of graphics on the 4000s, which, by the way, those are not cheap graphics cards by any means. The graphics card alone is probably at least half the cost of all the PCs that I'm looking at right now. At least. Just the graphics card alone. That's not even counting the processor, the RAM, the memory, the storage. None of that.
Why am I not surprised that that's also a games item? Yeah, I'm just scrolling through, trying to see if Starfield is also on PC Game Pass, and it's not just a Xbox Game Pass item. Ah, here it is. Let's see. Is the PC port of it? Why? So by having Game Pass, although it's technically not me purchased it off Steam, I can still play it on PC without having to spend any money aside from the subscriptions. And PlayStation players say Game Pass is bad. Shut the fuck up.
Cries and all of
Because
the
you're just PlayStation adamants.
The crybabies and PlayStation.
I mean, how? PlayStation, I'm sure, is making their own version of Game Pass as well.
I wouldn't be too surprised. I don't usually keep up to date with PlayStation, but I would not be too surprised in the slightest.
But one of the things I'll call out for being amazing about Starfield, at least if I'm accurate, I may have to do some double searching on this, but the PC will have, like, full mod support.
That I did hear about, yes.
I just wish that was applicable to Xbox as well, but I mean, there's already mods on Nexus Mod Manager for Starfield.
Oh yeah. You know dang well
And
modders would jump on this.
I say that because of the factor that, in the context of it, I know of one mod that developed a level of controversy and showing that even Nexus Mod Manager is just a wee bit woke.
Why do I have the feeling I kind of know where you're going with that?
It's a mod that removes the pronouns in the game.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
The thing is, the pronouns you have the ability to select are essentially male, female, and other, not specified. It is literally 3.
Okay.
Two that encompass the actual genders, and a third one that encompasses literally every other imaginary gender you can think of. Or,
Okay.
as a clip someone else sent to me, the third gender for the people that are batshit insane.
Yes.
But, yeah, essentially, that mod got into some level of controversy because of removing that option, but the thing is, like, I get that we don't want politics and this woke agenda bullshit in our games, but I'll go about the process of saying I'll take a neutral stance on it because at the same time, I'm not for it. But I'm not going to say it doesn't really detract heavily from the game either.
Yeah.
It is literally an option that's there for like 5 seconds of the experience. When it comes to maybe the hour you'll spend making the rest of your character.
Yeah, I was gonna actually ask, some of, like, the character creation and companions, AI and whatnot, how good or would you say that is in this game? Like I said, I've heard some good stuff about it. I'm just curious, because I know I'm a little late to the party with it, but man, when I get my new PC...
The companions, by what I've been able to play with,
Okay.
they play pretty damn well. And the thing is, with them, if you actually equip them with, like, good guns, they'll start slaying in their own right and regard. If you give them a good gun, some good armor, they'll put up a pretty good bit of kills and work.
That's good.
And in regards to one of the things that I've managed to get a hold of, it's the fact that the New Game Plus gives one of your companions a quest that essentially gives them one of the powers in the game.
Okay.
But the companions, as far as I can tell, they function rather well. There is a few potential slight pathing issues that result in them getting stuck behind, like, say, a rock. But it doesn't take them that long to more or less just pull a Fallout and teleport to you.
Yep.
What's some of the other stuff you asked in regards to the, character creation, companions? What was the other thing you asked? Because there was like a third and a fourth.
Character creation, companions, I guess missions, gameplay, depending on how far you've gotten in. Like, I'm not looking
I've gotten to New Game Plus. I've experienced a lot.
Okay. When you say Game Plus, what exactly do you mean by that? So
Think of it as like a completely fresh start, as if you're making an entirely new character. Although you don't make a new character, your traits that you applied, well, everything that you put on your character from the character creation will stick through to this New Game Plus, as well as any sort of traits or skills that you have essentially put your skill points into. Essentially, everything that your character knows is retained into the New Game Plus, but everything that is a physical type of item is lost.
Okay.
So your weapons, legendary weapons, ships, armor and legendary armor, pretty much anything that isn't knowledge that your character knows or has, or skills that your character has that innately make different things better, like your guns able to do more damage, things like that, is lost.
Okay.
And it makes sense, considering the in-game lore explanations for how this New Game Plus makes sense.
It's not something separate that you have to, like, purchase, is it? That makes it sound like...
No.
Okay.
It is completely in the game itself. It's not anything that's externally purchased. It's the game itself, and as far as I'm aware, there's no DLC yet for the game besides mods. Those are the only things I can think of that are currently, like, possible external, like, additional content, DLC, akin to, like, Fallout New Vegas and the countless different DLCs that exist there from mods and mods alone.
Okay, so when I buy the game, I'm just buying the game.
Yes.
Good, okay. That's definitely something I'll have to...
Yeah. Jumping back to the previous story I was on about with Starfield.
Oh,
when
yeah.
I entered this New Game Plus, because I still knew everything and had the skills I had from before I started it, but I lost all of my physical possessions. I had no money, no weapons, no guns. All I had was this unique-looking armor set, this real unique-looking ship, as well as, the third thing, but it's slipping my mind right now. But, yeah, more or less, I'm over here, jumping back to the starting of the game, because I know that there's a guaranteed spawn of the Eon, which, if I could make any advisements to, say, Todd Howard or Bethesda, I would encourage an attempt to make some of these guaranteed weapon spawns spawn on par with the player level, or at least most of them. The thing is, in that instance, I went to that location, there wasn't any hostiles, it was completely safe, and I got this base level Eon, which does nothing to the enemies I'm fighting. So you can imagine where this story is going.
Oh, no.
I essentially went there, got that, started doing the quest for Barrett to get him his power, and as a result, I also got said power. But, more or less, upon completing this sort of acquisition for this power, we encountered one of the primary hostile sort of entities / faction of the game.
Alright.
And this enemy is attributable to basically
Well, shit.
a species of legendary enemies for a comparison to Fallout. Because every other enemy with that kind of health bar will drop legendary gear.
Yep.
They do not, because they just fade into the fucking ether. You cannot loot their corpse. Although I know that they have an inventory, Todd. I have seen it. The thing is, when you kill these enemies, they sort of fade away into space dust. So there isn't like a physical entity that I've noticed that you have the ability to loot. The only reason I know it exists, and I know they have a fucking inventory, is because when I killed one and I was in close proximity when he was dying, I literally saw, like, a singular frame of their inventory able to be looted.
Ah.
The sad thing is, I don't think it really had anything that I wouldn't have gotten from, like, killing a basic bitch-ass enemy akin to a spacer. Which, for comparison's sake, spacers are literally just raiders from Fallout, but now in space.
Pretty sure I died over here somewhere.
In most cases, they're exceptionally weak. They're a joke to really fight against.
Uh-huh.
But they're numerous and they have loot.
How
Jumping
much?
back to answering the questions I was asked about character creation.
Yeah, like what kind of customizations do you got? Stuff like that. Is it like the... I'll just let you answer. You'll probably...
In the context of it, in regards to making your character, it's more like Skyrim's character creator, where you essentially have this list on the left with these different bars in it that you can slide left or right. It's not like Fallout 4's where you have to select a part of your character's face and then you have the complete control to manipulate it as you see fit.
Yeah.
But you can only play as a human. There is only humans in the game as a quote-unquote intelligent species. Something that I'm sure modders will definitely be changing.
Oh, modders will take every advantage to change that kind of stuff, but yeah, go ahead. I got all my stuff back.
I'm just waiting for the days where I see Starfield, and it's got frickin' My Little Ponies walking around everywhere.
Don't give them any ideas. Gosh dang it.
My guy, do we need to? Have you seen some of the stupidity that is the mods for Skyrim?
I have seen some of the stupidity that is mods for Skyrim. I just don't want to see that stupidity get passed on. No.
Well, too late.
And to answer your question in game, that house belongs to us. Well, his gamer tag is Springy Boy. I know him IRL by another name. I won't say it obviously, but so don't worry, he's somebody I know. Anyway, so it's all good. Anyway, but you were saying.
Character creation is basically just, it's more or less Skyrim's character creator, which is also incredibly simple, and I appreciate that. But it's only able to really allow you to be human, which is depressing, all things considered. But what can you really do about it?
Not really much.
You're telling me we can visit all these different star systems in the game with countless planets, and there is alien life on these planets. The thing is, it's only like fauna and that whatnot, not like other intelligent species, because ultimately, what we have learned from frickin' Subnautica is that intelligence is overrated as fuck. And you chuckle at that, but tell me, at what point is intelligence to the way that humans have it at all required for the basic survivability of a species?
Honestly, I don't know. I can't answer that.
Like, in a basic comprehension of, yes, this thing bad, this thing will kill me and turn me into food. That is basically the extent of intelligence that's needed for a species to exist and potentially thrive. At least from surviving a predator. In the context of surviving in a line of food and water, those are different other forms of that would fall in the line of intelligence, things like that, but even so, intelligence to the point where we have it, and evolution to where we're inventing stuff like the damn wheel, is overrated as fuck.
It is, honestly.
In the context of it, going back to Starfield, you have the ability to, basically make your character, and a majority of it is how your character looks. Which doesn't seem to have any effect on gameplay that I've noticed.
Yeah.
The stuff that does, however, is the stuff pertaining to a background and a list of different character traits.
Yeah.
That can be good, can be bad, depends on what you think.
Yes.
And in the context of it, the backgrounds essentially are a list of different sort of job titles or different histories that you've had, from, say, being a soldier, a cyber runner, a smuggler. There's a good list of different backgrounds. Even one that's a very general background that is labeled as a unknown. Because apparently most of the data from that has been deleted. But each of these different backgrounds essentially gives you 3 initial starting traits.
Mm-hmm.
In one of the 5 different skill trees. Skill trees being combat, the social/companion skill tree that affects, your socialization, the strength of your companions and some different stuff with them, a whole list of different things. And there's also science, tech. There's a 5th one that's slipping through my memory right now.
Yep. Yes, the purpose of the sheep is to get wool for beds for the iron farm, actually. And yes, I am aware that we had no grass, so I was going to fix that. So now it's fixed. Hopefully they'll be smart enough to jump up here and get grass. I'm too dumb to jump over this railing. Anyway, they're not starting to spread. They'll be fine. But yeah. Nope. All that does is grow grass and flowers.
And the only thing that I can't for the life of me remember what the frick that 5th skill tree was. But at the same time, I'm not going to get too choked about it, because beyond that, essentially, those backgrounds don't really do much in the line of skills, because these are skills everyone can unlock regardless of the background you choose. And in the case scenario of the other thing that does have a mild effect on your gameplay experience is the result of the sort of traits in the game. Which ranges from things like having a dream house that you can only get by selecting this particular trait when you create your character, but you start out the game with a loan that you have to pay off.
Okay.
Which I've noticed isn't a whole lot of money.
I'm gonna guess that's decently not too hard to pay off eventually.
The thing is, you pay it off in installments like a regular loan, and it doesn't really have any interest as far as I can tell. It's a flat, 125,000 credits, which, yes, in a certain context sounds expensive, but when you're selling weapons and gear for thousands of credits apiece, with pretty much every vendor in the game having at least 5,000 credits at a given time, with a certain select number of vendors in a trade faction having more than that at 11,000, that is enough gear to fully sell to this trade faction 15 times. Just to be able to, or not 15 times, but what?
I don't have the seed pulled up.
10 to 12 times.
I have to look It should be in the Discord. If you scroll up in the chat, I'm pretty sure I posted it in the Discord somewhere. I don't have it pulled up right now.
Yeah, like 10 to 12 times, and you can pay off your fucking house.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure also the new villager stuff will be added in 1.21. I'm pretty sure that's what it's looking like right now. So yes.
And in regards to some of the other traits, there's,
Please, sheep, don't eat all of
I
the
think it
grass.
was, I don't remember the name of it, but more or less, it has a thing where it basically has a quote-unquote bounty on you that's more or less an invisible number. You never know what this number is, but more or less the effects that this thing causes on you is occasionally when jumping between star systems, you will occasionally run across debt collectors, or not really debt collectors, but bounty hunters that will try and kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Which, in the case scenario, basically free salvage rights, but I'm not sure I feel like it was a good choice. Because, yes, when you destroy their ships, you get free loot from them, but it's not really comparable to as if you just boarded their ship and killed all of them. But more often than not, because I'm not using the right weapons to try and steal ships. But, in the context of it, the loot that you get if you're trying to sell loot from essentially just destroying their ships compared to boarding them and killing off the crew is a joke. And in the context of doing that and boarding their ships and taking their ships, yes, you can steal their ships and basically claim them. However, you cannot sell them for some ungodly reason until after you've registered them, which, at least as far as the locations I know of, you have to register your ship before you can sell it. I don't know if that changes in different locations. But as a result, basically all of the value of the ship that you could have gotten is sucked away, so you only get like a couple thousand worth of profit, depending on the ship. Which basically translates to fuck all. Like, my guy, I could sell a gun at a vendor and get way more than that.
Yup. Right now,
And I'm
yeah,
over here trying to sell a whole ass ship.
we probably don't want to breed the sheep as of yet. I need to let this grass spread a little bit more. That would just be my recommendation. And then to answer your other thing, yes, you definitely be in the minority when it comes to the rebalance. You say you support it. I don't support it, and I know plenty of people who don't, personally. I get that why it needs to be done, but at the same time, I just say leave the mechanics alone. So no, I'm not a supporter of the rebalance. I get it's broken.
Referring to rebalancing Minecraft trading.
Yeah. But I get why it needs to be done, but I think it's just ridiculous. A little bit too... I mean, it's nice to get guaranteed enchants based on biomes and location, and I get it forces you to explore. I get that. That's good and all. Yeah, I agree. We need a new village type. There's just more that needs to be done with that for me to even remotely want to support it.
A bad seed, you are going to be running around for so fucking long trying to find a particular enchantment from a villager.
Oh, yeah. So, that's why I personally do not support the rebalance at the moment.
I understand why. And in some cases, it's nice, but with the randomness of seed generation having it be tied to biomes kind of sucks.
It does. There's better ways it could be done.
I don't, because I'm not the Minecraft expert over here, I don't know what other systems there are they could use to try and tie it to.
Well, basically... I still think, aside from just having the guaranteed ones, obviously adding in the new village types and whatnot, but also removing some enchantments altogether from the pool, in which you can only find them via loot or get them from an enchanting table. I don't know, I feel like there still should be some sort of RNG part to that.
Adding Sweeping Edge to Bedrock.
Yeah, exactly. Also adding, like, Sweeping Edge to Bedrock and whatnot. Yeah, I can't really support how they're doing it until there's other changes that actually make sense. As an old Minecraft player, I can't support it as of now. Also, if all this grass dies, we really should not be breeding or shearing sheep right now. I get it, it's painful, but they're eating all of the grass. There's no way this is ever gonna grow. I don't have Silk Touch either, so...
Jumping back to the Starfield topic with some of the other traits you can
I
get
would
hold of.
suggest not doing too much of that, because if we kill them, it literally defeats the purpose of getting them in the first place. Lovely.
And some of the other traits also range from kid stuff, which essentially starts off the game with you visiting an apartment that has your parents in it.
I would have killed maybe 2 or 3, not 5, but okay. Just, yeah.
But, yeah, you get to have a couple of parents that give you a few nice gifts here and there, from a pistol that's not bad at early game, but good luck finding a 45 ACP to use it.
Yeah. Well, if you want to make the fences,
God,
by all means.
45 is such a rare cartridge in Starfield.
Which is hilarious, considering IRL it's like the most common round ever, but okay. Starfield be like, nah, 45 just no longer... It's rare.
To be fair, this is like, yet again, like Fallout 4, where it's like 200 plus years into the future from modern day, and
True.
Also, like, little minor story spoiler, but it's not really that big of a spoiler, because it's information you come across very quickly in the game, especially if you join the UC Vanguard.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, Earth is fucked.
I would figure as much, considering if you're going to space to allow your species to survive, or if you have technology that's that advanced, then yeah, I would imagine Earth is screwed in one way or another.
There's some story details that pertain to the why Earth is fucked, but I'll keep my mouth shut about that and not spoil that information, because that was an interesting moment that had me going, what the fuck?
Yeah, I would definitely like to find that one out on my own.
Hence why I am shutting up about that detail. But in regards to it, I won't explain any details that come in from the sort of late game, but I will explain some of the stuff that you get to very early on in the game. Because joining the UC Vanguard, you can do obscenely fast.
Yep.
Like, the moment you get the ability to basically go out and free roam, you can join the UC Vanguard. which is like maybe 15 minutes of gameplay, I want to say. If you're not wasting time and you're just speedrunning your way to UC Vanguard. Well, you do that. Essentially, you go into the basement of the masked location. Don't ask me why it's called masked, although you can ask in the game and you get a reason for why it's called masked. Masked is short for something, but for the life of me, I can't remember what it was or what it stood for.
Yep. Yeah, if you
More or
kill
less.
them, we start a raid, so you might just want to avoid them. Please don't kill him. We really do not have the resources to carry out a raid. That would just be a disaster.
In the
I would
context
highly advise against doing a raid, please. It could do so much damage. Please don't start one. Maybe you have the equipment. I don't have the equipment, but that's not really the reason. The reason is if they spawn in the garden, they could destroy the crops and all that fun stuff. And I really don't feel like fixing all that. I've already had some destruction earlier from a couple of accidents, so I really don't want to fix anything.
in the topic of
That would be a good idea. Alright.
the Starfield stuff,
Yeah.
they actually give a reason to why Earth is fucked. And they give a reason very early on. You just discover more about it later on, and that is all I will say on that topic, because that is the spoiler territory I will not get into. But more or less, the reason you learn very early on to why we basically abandoned Earth is that scientists discovered that Earth's magnetosphere would more or less vanish, or at least decay in some way, within the next 50 years. So we basically needed to evacuate the Earth and go to the stars to find salvation and new homeworlds, or at least colonies that would then become worlds that we would call home.
Okay.
And that is information that is readily available to you from basically the beginning of the game. That is all I will say on that topic. Because anything else is ranging to late/end game spoilers.
Yeah. Let's not spoil it, because I really do plan on playing this game. Hopefully when I get a new PC.
What?
Just a reminder to everyone on the server. I know you are dealing with pillagers. But, try to replant what you take. That's all. But anyway. Well, that includes trees. But anyway. But if you were dealing with pillagers, stuff happens. That's fine.
Oh! That's what the third thing was for the New Game Plus that you get. Essentially, when you die, when you make this New Game Plus stuff, you don't die in the traditional sense where you have a corpse. You die in a fashion where... You remember that enemy race I kind of mentioned earlier, that when you killed, they didn't have a lootable inventory because they kind of just turned to Stardust?
Yeah.
Essentially, you get that death animation. Which has an in-game lore standpoint. It's an in-game lore reason and a list of other things that make sense from a in-game standpoint that I will do my part not to talk about as a way of preserving the experience for those that haven't played it yet and avoiding spoilers for them.
Yes, you should drink milk. If you come back and start a raid, you're doing it completely by yourself. That is all I am saying.
But in the topic of the
And just a reminder, this isn't hard mode, so, you know. Hard mode.
some of the other traits, I started talking about the kid stuff trait.
Mm-hmm.
There's one where you get to have a couple of parents living in an apartment in New Atlantis. New Atlantis being one of the key locations and settlements humanity has made in the Starfield. But, more or less, you will occasionally, upon completing quests, return to the lodge, which is sort of like a central hub type location. You'll be going to a lot.
Oh, shoot, I forgot wood. Uh-huh.
And when going there, you'll occasionally be prompted to return to your parents' apartment, where they will give you some gifts every now and again from, say, a 1911, a Colt 1911 pistol, which is the gun that I mentioned earlier. That's pretty good in the early game, but good luck having ammo for it, because I have not noticed 45 ACP dropping on anything that I kill.
Yep.
Unless they also have some form of a 1911, they do not have 45 ACP.
Yep.
Some of the other stuff that they give you is free ship that I believe is also unique and specific to them and their kid stuff trait.
Oh, good. Okay, that's good.
And a family meatloaf recipe. I know that one seems like the most out of place when compared to the other ones. I'm just going to have to ask you to take my advice and understand it is like one of the last things you get from them, or at least when compared to the other things you get when you get them. Oh, you also get like a set of armor, which apparently belonged to your grandmother, who served in the Marines. It's not bad armor, especially if you don't really have a whole lot of other good armor, or abuse of glitch. And I say glitch, it's just a factor of that usual Bethesda magic where they don't realize there's something there, like this little slit in a case that has like a master lock on it with a really, really good piece of armor behind it. On a mannequin. But yeah, in the case of it, the meatloaf recipe is like the fourth item you get out of those 4 items from the pistol, which you get basically to start with. Next, I think, is your grandmother's armor. Next
Seriously?
is the ship.
I pressed the S button to go backwards. That's BS. But anyway, go ahead. I was pushing S, and I was not getting any input response. There's no way I should have died there. But whatever.
But the fourth thing you get is your grandpa's meatloaf recipe. Which, as meatloaf recipes go, is like a family heritage and heirloom that is passed down through the generations that, well, when your father gives you this recipe, he basically makes you swear never to tell a soul, and the secret will essentially die with the family bloodline.
Alright.
And he says that if you ever kill a soul, he's sure that Grandpa will show up out of nowhere and start haunting him to the end of his days.
Okay, so what happens if you actually tell somebody? Or is it even
Don't
possible?
know. I don't even know if it's possible to tell someone the meatloaf recipe. What I will say, however, is there's some good benefits you get from making and eating that meatloaf. The meatloaf having, like, a decently high XP boost associated with it.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen items that range from 1 to 5%. I think the meatloaf may have been higher than that. But as to what extent, I don't know. And I also rarely, if ever, have the resources to actually make it. Hell, if there's one thing I need to figure out how to do, it's how the fuck do I harvest different frickin' organic resources from planets in the form of collecting resources from different critters and vegetation. That way, I could start making structures and buildings at my outposts that basically cater to that and do it for me automatically.
Ah, yes, because automatic farms go brrr.
Like, that's basically what the mines are, or refiner. I want to say mines. I want to say refiners, but I want to say it's mines. But more or less these things that essentially drill resources out of the planet for you, which is an infinite, untapped vein, apparently, of the resource that's there. And it's like, literally, you could just set up these extractors. That's what it was, extractors. And you can essentially link them with a storage that has the applicable storage type of... With it, there's like liquid, solid, and gas containers. There's also another one for manufactured goods. But more or less, you make a storage for those items and you can link them, and then you can get a metric shit ton of these items.
Alright.
Which is how I've gone about the process of using that EXP thing I talked about earlier. Where, you know, you make this extractor, you hook it up to a metric shit ton of storage, jump your bitch ass to Venus, and then sleep for a whole Venus day.
No, I
Which
do
is
not
like
have emeralds.
2,400 hours.
Selling a mangrove gule for 5 emeralds. Yeah, I don't have any emeralds.
And by the time you get back to your planet after waiting for 2,400 hours, all of your storage will presumably be filled up.
Interesting. So, basically, you can create, like... Not gonna lie, that I gotta see.
What?
Apparently, this wandering trader spawned with cows instead of llamas.
Huh?
That's what I said. I've gotta see that. Okay, I am... You could have clarified that. It's like, oh, he spawned in the cow enclosure. Oh, I thought he... Never mind. Should have just said cow enclosure instead of with cows, because I saw with cows, so... Should have just said cow enclosure. Skill issue. Anyway. You're like, okay, this game would be broken at AF if they spawn with cows.
You're acting like Minecraft isn't drunk a majority of the time?
I mean, okay, it is. Nah, skill issue on you for not giving context.
Details are important.
Exactly, details are important, so... My skills are top-notch. Anyway. What time is it? 2:21. Okay, so 2:21 in.
Oh, I 2 in the morning. Are you high?
Sometimes I wonder that myself. Of course, past week has just been absolute BS where things are concerned, but yeah.
In the context of outposts, they are really good and really valuable. Literally able to make a profit for you for just existing. Like, you remember those magnets I was on about earlier? Where I was carrying 50 literal tons of magnets?
Yes.
Yeah, I was able to make a pretty good profit off of those. Because it's like, I have like 50, or, yeah, I want to say like 50,000 or something worth of quantity of those magnets. Or no, not 50, but more closer to 20,000. Regardless, something that I don't remember what the number is of how many of them I had in my inventory at the time. I remember the weight that they encompassed. Because that was the part that had me asking, would my spine be literal dust?
Yeah,
But
it would.
more or less, with my commerce skill completely maxed out, which is basically just a skill that attributes to, yes, you can sell for higher and buy for lower. Essentially, with that, I was able to sell these magnets for 5 credits apiece. Which amounted to, like, when visiting one of those vendors of the trade organization that has, like, 11,000 credits, that amounted to, like, 2,200 magnets per cell. And then I would find a nearby bench and wait on it for 48 hours for his inventory to reset, to redo the whole thing and sell all those magnets. Of course, I'm sure that there's other resources that you could make and manufacture that would probably weigh just as much, if not a little bit more. But that's getting beside the point. And, more or less, with that, you could probably make a lot more money, but I'm not advanced with my, outpost enough to get to that point.
Yep.
Yeah, just that, stuff alone in relation to the magnets. Able to make a serious frickin' profit for basically no work at all. And the thing is, there's other methods that are preferred for getting a lot more credits a lot faster. I don't use them though. Or at least I haven't used them, and I don't even know what they are.
Yep.
But Starfield's really fun, having a lot of fun with it. They not only have a reference to arrow in the knee as one of the skills, because the icon is the reference to Skyrim, the actual skill name is called Crippling.
Yep.
Said icon starts off with, a knee. Nothing seems too wrong. The second icon, the background changes to red. Not much really changes. Well, it changes color slightly, or at least something about it changes a little bit. Eventually to where you see an arrow. And the third one, it's just making its way into the knee. Of which the fourth here has that arrow not only in the knee, but all the way through it. Like, the middle of the arrow is lodged in the leg. And also, if you manage to run across an NPC, they might have the chance to say some dialogue about they used to be an adventurer like you, and then they just kind of cut themselves off. It's hilarious that meme has cemented itself even in other freaking games where arrows I don't even think are prominent as a weapon, if they even exist as a weapon in Starfield.
Yep. Don't know if you have your Discord open, but I shot you a message.
Yeah, I was wondering what the frickin' stuff was about.
Yep.
In regards to my Discord going off.
Yeah, that was me. But, looking at the timer and just based on how I'm feeling and everything, I think, we've actually streamed kind of long enough. I don't think we really need to go much further. And a lot of people are actually doing stuff tonight, so we'll see about tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to stream tomorrow or not. I'll announce it if I do. But I'm probably going to end up calling it here. It's about 11 p.m. on the East Coast. So you can translate that to whatever time it is in your area. But I want to thank you all so much for watching. I know there really wasn't that many people, and that's okay. It's the first time I've been back in over a month. I know I already announced one of the announcements being we have a React channel. If you want to check that out, it is linked in the About tab of the YouTube channel. So if you just click on the YouTube channel, you go over to the About tab, you can find it there. There's nothing on it yet, but there will be very soon. Don't worry, I have some stuff planned that I want to put on there that I want to react to, give my honest feelings, opinions, and stuff about. And I'm sure Lone Wolf can contribute to that as well. And I know AG has some stuff he wants to put on there, but I'll have to collect that next time I see him. Yep. So, I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to give this a like. If you want to see more from us and be able to join us in future videos, be sure to subscribe. I decided I'll save the other announcement for later. So, when that actually happens. So, peace out, and whenever you go. From all of us here at the Gagians, thank you. And ta-da.
Oh.